Addressing his minister and the international community at the State House after signing the abolition of the death penalty into law, President Dr. Julius Maada Bio stated that with the abolition of the death penalty in Sierra Leone, the country is set to believe in the security of life, affirming every citizen's constitutional right to life, and commits the government to a future of great optimism, social justice, and respect for all persons. He further stated that the country no longer executes fellow citizens for political retribution for deterrence of crimes, and he believes that the act is unfair, disappropriate, and immoral.
I want to sympathize with those who have lived with the pain of losing loved ones to judicial executions. I wish to thank journalists, activists, civil society, and rights groups in Sierra Leone and outside Sierra Leone that campaigned tirelessly for this day. I wish to thank commissioners of the Human Rights Commission for their persistence. Indeed, they have been very persistent. I wish to thank ordinary Sierra Leoneans who in their hundreds and thousands have argued, have urged fellow citizens to do right and remove this dastardly law. I wish to thank our international partners who supported and affirmed our drive to abolish this law in its totality.
According to the Honorable Chief Justice, His Lordship Justice Babatunde Edwards said the day marked an important date in the annals of the country's history, in that Sierra Leone will join over 144 countries that have abolished the law and practice of death penalty. It was stated that death penalty find its way in the Sierra Leone law books courtesy of certain vile murder under the Offences Against the Persons Act of 1861, robbery with aggravation under Section 23 of the Larceny Act 1916, maturing under the Sierra Leone Military Force Act 1961, and the law of treason under the Treason and State Offences Act of 1963.
In practical terms, it means judges will no longer be required to pronounce that gruesome sentence by first undressing with the removing of their wigs in place of a sinister black draper or cloth as head covering while pronouncing these words. Alex Tetekor, first accused, you will be taken to a place of execution where you will be hanged by the neck until you die. May the Lord have mercy on your soul. You have 21 days to appeal. Well greeted by severe wailings in the courtroom with the deep staff shouting, "Silence in court!" This is relief for us, the judges.
The Deputy Minister of Justice and the Acting Minister of Justice, Umaru Napoleon Kuruma Esquire, said some 25 years ago, as a pupil of the Albert Academy, he participated in a debate in favor of the abolition of the death penalty. At Frobe College, University of Sierra Leone, he joined the Amnesty International to converse for the abolition of the death penalty, but it never happened. He further stated that the abolition of the death penalty marks the beginning for respect of human life and also for the protection of fellow citizens' lives.
What a great moment for me today personally to see that the dream I had 25 years ago is being fulfilled today, and I'm part of that history. Today I am proud to say that under your leadership, Sierra Leone has repeatedly reaffirmed its commitment to upholding international human rights standards and obligations. In fulfillment of one of your manifesto promises to the nation to abolish the death penalty, Parliament, upon the submission of the bill for the abolishment of the death penalty, unanimously abolished it by passing the Abolition Act, Death Penalty Act, on Friday, 23rd July 2021. Prior to the passing of the said act, the 1991 Constitution provided for the use of the death penalty for aggravated robbery, murder, treason, and mutiny. Capital punishment has now been replaced with life imprisonment or a minimum 30 years jail term for crimes such as murder and mutiny.
In her statement, the British High Commissioner to Sierra Leone, Leslie Chesney, congratulated the government of Sierra Leone for abolishing the death penalty as a capital punishment for fellow citizens, and thanked the president for making the wise decision, and further stated that death penalty should no longer be the means of punishing people.
Your government has made a very bold and powerful statement at home and also to the international community. And that is that Sierra Leone advocates for a rules-based international system founded on the principle of universal and unalienable rights for all its citizens. The process also demonstrated how Sierra Leone can bring together opposite ends of the political spectrum towards achieving a common goal, which, as we've heard today from our speakers, so many thought would be unattainable.
The Abolition and Death Penalty Act was later signed into law by His Excellency President Dr. Julius Maada Bio. For Star News in Freetown, I am George Elliott Sam reporting.